Mojo Jojo says, yeah, if I was texting Gary and thought she was an adult, but then found out she was a minor, if I stopped talking to her, then it's fine. But if I continue, that's a problem. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. But it does seem that he continued.
It is something he has to address, and I don't know if he can ever truly recover. But people will not forget this because the internet has low tolerance. I guess this story's still developing, but what's the whole deal with Dr. Disrespect? Because I mean, I never seen anybody who had such a large platform just lose everything in a matter of days. And apparently, he wasn't all fun and jokes until a lot was revealed, especially about his personal life. I mean, I knew about him having an affair on his wife. However, we got to be careful because of YouTube guidelines, but I wasn't aware of him having inappropriate conversations of people who are not adults. There we go. I think it's the best way we could say it without YouTube coming down on us. How does that sound? I mean, unless there's another update. What did he My question, what did he do now?
Well, the one thing that I at least saw lastly, of course, was the fact that he posted on Twitter a very long explanation and he admitted to have been texting with someone that is not of age, let's say.
Oh my god.
And then, of course, the internet exploded and then exploded again and so on. But yeah, the fact is that he did admit that he did that and he didn't say anything to basically to protect himself. I mean, he didn't say, well, I didn't know or anything like that. He said, well, I did that. And then this happened and then that happened. As far as I remember, I mean, this has been on for the last at least, I think, maybe 2 weeks now. I saw some information that maybe, just maybe, someone set him up. Basically, someone wanted him to do that, to tempt him, so to speak, so they can have this conversation and have something against him, so they
What?
can kick him off Twitch. But this is just like, well, I haven't checked that. I saw that there's something like that as news that is going on, but I haven't seen anyone running with it, so maybe it isn't true. But even if someone was trying to
All
set
right.
him up with someone that is not of age, then it still means that he knowingly texted with someone and was having inappropriate conversations with a very young person. So that still is not better from his
No, it's
side.
not. No, none of this sounds good. This all really sounds very gross and disturbing. So look, from what I have seen in a few other videos too, that he's been again, um, I don't think any charges have been brought upon him or anything like that. I think he's just being ostracized by social media, YouTube, and all of that. I mean, pretty much when something like this is dropped and you do admit it on Twitter, you are going to be ostracized, and rightfully so, because you have no business doing that. Second of all, I don't know what's wrong with a lot of these major content creators. Because look, I mean, when you're on social media and you hit that lightning, you reach that main artery of gold, and you become like very popular, and you get millions upon millions of subscribers and supporters. I don't know why they always keep on doing themselves in or destroying themselves. Like maybe they have these self-destructive purposes, and once they get enough money, then they go crazy, or they've always been this way. But I'm gonna say the same thing I say to everybody else. Don't idolize politicians. Don't worship actors or actresses. And same thing goes for your favorite influencers on social media. Everyone's a person, but for some of these people who get positions of power, absolute power, um, they just go nuts. And we've seen this before. This is nothing new, but I think there's a lot of people who are hurt by this because he obviously played a role in making people's lives happy, when they were watching his content or his streams. And knowing this puts a bitter taste in everyone's mouth about who Dr. Disrespect is and was, and what he really represents. But I think, if anything, you know, I despise cheaters. I don't like people who cheat. And, you have a wife and kids. Why would you lose at all? You have the one thing that's so precious and important, especially in this day and age, and that is you have a family. What's wrong with you, bro? You had it. You had it all. There's a lot of people who bust their asses off 24/7 in doing this business on social media, be it Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Odyssey, Rockfin, Rumble, Twitter, all of that, and you just throw it all away because you think you can get away with it? No. And again, you have no business talking to people who are not of age. What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the comments before I gather my thoughts on this because it is
Mhm.
freaking a lot. So, Main Gherkin says, did he know at the time or did he learn afterwards? I think it's important, like, if when he found out, then he stopped. Well, as far as I understood, guys, and of course, correct me if you know anything else, but as far as I understood, he was doing that for like 2 years before anyone did anything.
Ah.
And the fact, I mean, Twitch watched those whispers actually. He didn't know
Mhm.
that they can read them, something like that. So nothing happened. And those messages were presented to the authorities and they didn't found anything to go on. They can't sue him, so nothing basically happened in terms of any action, but inappropriate conversations were had. So it's one thing if it's breaking the law, okay, it's not, but it's another if he was having inappropriate conversations and he did admit to that. I mean, it does seem that he knew that that was a younger person, because he never said that he didn't. That's kind of the issue. He never said that he didn't. And yeah, Mojo Jojo says, yeah, if I was texting Gary and thought she was an adult, but then found out she was a minor, if I stopped talking to her, then it's fine. But if I continue, that's a problem. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Exactly, but it does seem that he continued, because 2 years, if that's really the case, that's a ton of time to be talking to someone. There's also information that he was actually planning to meet with this person, which makes things a ton more
Ah.
worse. A ton more worse, like at the convention. That's just a horror movie now, if that is true. Main says, I don't like him. Is his ego clown. Never watch him, but I hate scapegoating and witch hunts more. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Look,
too.
if I don't mean to interrupt you, but because just real thing, like again, obviously I don't like cancel culture or censorship either, but there's a little bit more to this because there were people who are also part of his studio that also came forward and talked about his behavior, which really caused a lot of them to be disturbed, including a couple of his former colleagues and collaborators that he's worked with. So this kind of behavior might have been just who he was, and during this time, I mean, he was very popular on Twitch, only then to be removed and go onto YouTube. I mean, it is something he has to address, and I don't know if he can ever truly recover, but people will not forget this because the internet has low tolerance for somebody who is, having continuous inappropriate conversations with somebody not of age, and as it should be, because it's gross, it's illegal, and it's not right. So he has a lot to answer for, but I think you definitely wanted to add in your commentary. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry about that.
No problem. Well, yeah, that is what I wanted to say. I mean, I was also like confused about the whole thing because I never really watch him. He's not exactly what I would watch. That's
Mhm.
besides the point. But yeah, I didn't know him that well, you can say, from the screen. So when that came out, I was like, well, at least from what I have seen, he does not seem this kind of a guy, but who the heck knows, because he is playing a persona, he's not himself on screen, he's just playing a character. When that thing with his wife came out, I just saw a glimpse of it. That was so long ago. Now they put it back because of all of this, and it does seem extremely weird and unsettling, the whole situation. The whole thing, maybe he is in some kind of an unhealthy relationship, who the heck knows, and maybe he did went crazy to a point, but wanting to talk to anyone underage, I mean, if he wants to just go and be unfaithful, that's horrible, but it's a lot not that horrible as the fact that he wants to talk to underage people. Jesus. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know. I'm grossed out too.
yeah, that's pretty much enough. The fact that he didn't say that that was something that he didn't know, he realized later, that's the disturbing part, because he's either feeling very guilty and trying to really say tell the truth, which would mean that he just did it consciously, which still means that this is absolutely horrible. Or he forgot
Mm.
to say, which is gonna be stupid, that he didn't know that that was a minor and then he found out. But he didn't say that, so we can say, we just can be horrified, and that's it.
Somebody in the comments said here, and it's gone, and it's gone. Great name, by the way. People say that fame changes a person, which is sometimes is a case. But from what I heard, he's pretty much always been a jerk forever. And you know what? The thing is, a lot of people who usually are celebrities or become very popular or earn millions of dollars, sometimes they've always been a jerk or a bad person. And I've seen, I mean, we have seen great and good people come from nothing and get everything and become even better, outstanding, generous people. Like, uh, look, this is going to trigger a lot of people, but Mr. Beast, I mean, the man is doing all these projects. He's helping people get their eyesight back, hearing back, giving them homes and everything else. I mean, he could be a jerk. He could be a bully if he wanted to, but no, he's giving back. Now, I don't know Mr. Beast personally. I don't know any of that stuff, like whatever he does, but I mean, he's using his power for good, which is a rarity in this day and age. But as for Dr. Disrespect, if he's always been a jerk, then he's always been a jerk. So his behavior shouldn't surprise us. And I think we're all of us equally grossed out by it. And he has a lot of explaining to do to the people that help build him up. And I mean the people who watch his content. He owes them an explanation. And saying I'm sorry won't cut it.
Yeah, and right now he is actually on a vacation with his family. So when he comes
Oh wow.
back, things gonna be crazy. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see if he makes some kind of a statement at least, because maybe he doesn't know that things are that bad and that are already blown out of all proportion.
The 40K Empress teaches fitness, health, nutrition, and helps with your intimate relationships. At OnlyFans. Yes, I know what you're thinking, but she doesn't use it for Slanesh things.
Go there and let her help you with what you truly need.
The link is down below in the description dimension.